The Näck, or the Naked One, is a supernatural male water creature that lives in rivers, streams, ponds and lakes inland. This figure is known from Old Nordic folklore and poetry since Old Norse times, mainly from legends and folk songs from Norway and Sweden. The Näck is an embodiment of the dangers associated with water and appears in a number of different guises, ranging from beautiful human shapes to the shapes of a horse or fish or even a pile of gold
and water lilies
and many others. The Näck takes these shapes often in order to, in various ways, attract people close to the water, to draw them into the water and to drown them and then devour them, eating them. The Näck is also known for using music in order to lure people to the water. He is famous for being a very good violin player or harp player. The various instruments he uses depends very much upon the region and where the tales are spoken about him. But his music is said to be able to enchant people, making them susceptible to his suggestions of getting closer to the water, where he may drown them. The beautiful naked man playing a violin is very common in the middle parts of the Scandinavian peninsula and in the southern parts. In the northern parts of the Scandinavian peninsula, the Näck prefers to take the guise of a pile of gold in the river, so that people try to reach down into the river to grab it, but gets drowned in the process. And in the southern parts of Sweden, especially in the area of Skåne and Småland, the Näck usually takes the shape of Bäckahästen or the Brook horse. And the Brook horse is a creature said to be a sneaky predator that tricks children into riding on its back and then drags them into the river by riding into the river with them. The children will think that the horse is so beautiful that they want to ride it. And as Näcken, or the Brook horse, is a shapeshifter, it can also elongate its back, allowing several children to ride it, and not just a few. The various ways in order to protect against Näcken or the Brook horse are also very diverse. In certain traditions, it can only be slain with arrows from certain types of woods, and in certain traditions, various types of metals, or even just steel, is enough to weaken it when it comes into proximity with it. The Näck is an important creature in Swedish folklore, and several expressions using Näcken are common in Swedish, and especially in older Swedish. Att binda näcken, slå eller kasta näcken. To bind the neck, to beat the neck, or even through the neck, meant to protect against the neck. And
to use the neck in curses, to bind the neck in order to harm someone else, using Näcken as a creature under your command in a curse.
In short, it just meant cursing someone. And in Swedish we have this expression, näckbett, bite of the neck, which means a quick and sudden pain. But it comes from getting cursed. It has this idea that your sudden pain is a result of you getting cursed by someone invoking Näcken. And you should avoid water in the near future, or else you might find the neck close to you and you might drown. Näcken can sometimes be invoked in a substitutive role for the devil in various Swedish expressions related to cursing and swearing. The origins of Näcken seems to be old, but it's very probable that it started as a kind of idea of a representation of the dangers of rivers and lakes and of the dangers of drowning. I even remember that older people, when I was just a kid, would tell me stories about Näcken so that I kept away from certain waters. And I can imagine that the same reasoning was used in the past in order to make people stay away from the danger of drowning, especially as many of the older tales involve children, who are often not as able to swim as older people that might have learned it, or as able to realize the danger when the water currents are too strong to be safe to swim in. Another possibility is also that the Näck is a remnant of previous smaller and local deities from pre-Christian times. This can be seen in the invocation of the Näck in cursing, but there also exist some stories where the Näck is actually beneficial rather than only an adversary of humanity. Especially if you face him with reverence and extreme courtesy. He might play his violin for you with the most beautiful music without killing you afterwards. Or he might even help you holding celebrations and feasts, playing at them, as long as you were grateful and showed reverence for him. However, would you ever, during these festivities, where he was playing, ever be uncourteous or disrespect him? Then he would turn on you immediately and enchant everyone involved in the feast, then bring them to the waters and drown them all and devour them. So a rather fickle minor deity, if this is what Näcken originally was. Though, to be honest, it fits the modus operandi of a lot of the older Norse pagan gods. This was Näcken, a famous creature from Swedish and Norwegian folklore. What do you think, my viewers? Please comment in the comment section if you have any questions or if you have any similar stories about some similar creature from where you live. I would love to see your comments. Please do subscribe, as it would help the channel spread awareness about the humanities. اشترك بالقناة من فضلكم.